What's up, everybody? We got into Aaron Hernandez's final year as a Florida Gator this week, and there will, of course, be spoilers for the episode, so you've been warned. Now, let's get into it. Right off the bat, I don't love that we've skipped all the off seasons at Florida. I get that you got to get to the big sporting events and obviously stuff after college, but it kind of feels like we've just flown through it too fast in these first three episodes. Like, just slow it down a bit, like 15, 20%, that's all. But even with that, this opening scene with their national title, which was Urban Meyer's second at the time, was incredible and electric. Then we get to something that well, if you've seen Blue Mountain State, you know all about the piss rigs with that team. That's most definitely not based on this Florida team, but I didn't personally know that Aaron was giving these things away like he did in this scene. That was hilarious. Of course, the whole purpose of them is to allow players like Aaron to live their wild lifestyles inside the NCAA's rules, as he even jokes that you take the test and then you go home and toke. The craziest part of all that, though, is after a slap on the wrist for being involved in that shooting, like a year ago, Urban Meyer's now all of a sudden being a hard ass for the drugs. On top of that, Aaron's getting risky and kind of sloppy with this sneaking around with guys by going to the top spot and somebody they either caught him and didn't name him or just saw a big dude and figured football player hooking up with dudes. I'm not sure which it was, but this news article, it got him nervous. The big thing of this episode, though, was finally bringing in Tebow into the picture. I mean, obviously we've been at Florida, so he's been there, but he hasn't really been in the spotlight. And by God, Patrick Schwarzenegger was great. He'd been great as football guy, Tim Tebow, but it was just another level with Jesus Boy Tebow, who, with good intentions, I'd like to assume, is just giving Aaron terrible advice because he doesn't know the actual root to his struggles. Then we get back to the games, and I love the game mix that they use once again here. It's an efficient way of skipping time, and the fact that they actually use this stuff here is why I kind of mentioned the skipping the off season stuff earlier because it just felt like you're already doing this part, so maybe you can focus on the off season a little more, but it was more so you could focus on the stuff during game weeks in between games. Anyway, we got the mix of archive footage and new footage, which to me, it's the perfect mix because I get to watch great football clips topped with great acting. It's a win-win as a performance. It does really help portray the head trauma being suffered, so it's great for this show specifically. That takes us to the end of the regular season, and Aaron, he heads home for Thanksgiving, which of course goes terrible once he gets home and sees Jeff moved in with his mom. That sends him off the wagon and back to his thug friends, shooting bottles and smoking joints again. He'd been off weed for quite some time in the street before he goes back down with his old high school friends to reminisce, and he finds out old lover boy, he's getting married to a chick now. Aaron does make it back to Gainesville in one piece, though, as Tebow and Urban Meyer get some great stuff here before and after the SEC championship game. And if somebody remembers what news Urban Meyer got about a player before this game, it has to have been something they did over break. I'm drawing a blank on it right now, so please let me know down in the comments. But whatever it was, Tony Yazbek was incredible after this game and their loss to Bama with the heart attack. And not only that, but he sends Aaron packing after finally accepting that he just can't let these guys be thugs anymore. This episode closed on a heavy note as Aaron wins the Mackey Award and declares for the NFL draft, and then he gets to meet John Mackey, the man the award is named after, but he's in such a poor state. It's so sad, and a big shout out to Martin Fisher for bringing that to life as the NFL thankfully ended up creating the 88 plan, which provides assisted living for retired players like Mackey in need. I thought that was a decent episode all in all. It was kind of an odd one as Tebow and Urban Meyer outshine Aaron a bit as he's so focused on fixing himself and not acting out as much. Those are the scenes where Josh Rivera had really excelled so much in that first week, but in a sense, it was nice to have Patrick Schwarzenegger and Tony Yazbek step up with less of that this week. And so that'll do it for my review of the third episode from American Sports Story, Aaron Hernandez, which continues to just be fascinating thanks to the incredible cast and what those performances allow you to do with a tragic tale like this one. Let me know what you thought about this week's episode, though, down in the comments below, and make sure you have a great day.